We are live. This is the market update, rolling 2 minutes early. I am your host, Bill Noble. The cycle's over. Oh my God, it's never going up again. Wrong, wrong, wrong. Bitcoin is entering a slow period where there are warning signs about problems, I don't know, mostly in legacy. Even saw an article this morning, right, about possible Fed rate cuts. Really, for real. Somebody said, I think we should cut rates. I'm like, yeah, you should. Crypto market is telling you that today. One word. You want the market update? The elevator version, here it is. I've been saying. You got to move money from speculative altcoins that are just not going to work out or not going to come back anytime soon, or going to take 2 years to get back to their all-time high, and get that so you got a cushion to get over into Bitcoin and Solana. I mean, they want to give you Solana again at 140, right? It's like, oh, well, thank you very much, right? So barring a problem in legacy, which is coming, right? But Solana and Bitcoin, particularly Solana, you could be looking at a one coin market. So if they give you Solana down 10%, it's like Solana or WIF, believe it or not, even though WIF is levered Solana, I'm picking Solana because that could be a one coin market, Okay, let's see who's here. Bull Runner first on the stream. Welcome, sir. Steve Mesa, bullish divergence on multiple alts. Steve's like, DXY down, gold up, ETH down. What's going on? I think it's precious metals buying because of concerns about fill in the blank. Politics, geopolitics, banks, something. There's something out there. There is. There's something out there, and we're going to see it. We may see it over the 4th of July weekend. Market is famous for doing holiday moves, dramatic ones. Hopefully this one's quiet, but they get those Americans. You go to your barbecue, you go home, you're nursing your sunburn, you have your dinner, you turn on a baseball game, you look at your phone, and it's 15% in either direction. This case, it might be down. It might be. There are a lot of catalysts out there. Yappy, blue Arctic water on the way to my dwelling. Bunny, Driftless Crypto, what's up? Super Matt, it's crypto time. Lord Baltimore here, welcome. Spotter Inc., forget about it. Don't ask Six, Philip, David, Carlos, Ronnie, Union. Okay, this show is brought to you by LuxAlgo, right? It's the chart program that, if they weren't helping me and giving it to me, I would buy it. It's making live TA a lot easier. The affiliate link is down below. The show is also brought to you by my Patreon. We are going to have to discuss things about the election that cannot be discussed on social media. That will be discussed in Patreon starting today. The 6th Street Crypto Podcast returns, along with deluxe charting, time, and trade location. Please come check us out because the time has come. I've also got a special report in the Patreon store where I'm talking about legacy and Bitcoin's history in the month of July. Okay, 13 people have bought the report so far, and to those 13 people, I thank you. That was done with software that I used to have at Goldman Sachs for analyzing market history. There is something weird out there, and don't underestimate geopolitical or political outcomes in this environment. Okay, now the other thing that I would like to tell everybody is turn on the notification bell. Right? If you need a roadmap in crypto, turn on the notification bell. We are working very hard to make sure that you not only get good internet performance and a good stream. So if we're looking good on the stream, on Twitter and on YouTube, please let us know. Also, turn that notification bell on. Turn the bell on. So you get notified when we're going live. Okay. Big Rich, he's getting a new report. Sir, I appreciate that. Big Rich is a big fan and a big supporter, and I appreciate him. Okay. All roads lead to the second in command. Yes, that is what is happening right now. And the big question is, can that person win? Sixth Street Crypto for the details. Joe Mike, Union Crypto, Ronnie, Carlos, coming in from Mexico. We appreciate you. David from Philadelphia. Don't Ask 6 from Oklahoma. Right? Looking at ton meme coins. Forget about it. Spotter Inc. Okay, news. Let's go. All righty. Now, hey, dollar yen. So in case you're not following this, dollar's been going up, yen has been going down. Global central banks want exactly the opposite. It's clearly a disconcerting phenomenon, right? The Bank of Japan came in today to intervene, right, to try to stop the dollar from going up. And what did they get? Well, they couldn't get to the LuxAlgo support point on the 20-hour chart, and it came straight back. So you don't want to make too much out of any one day. This is the 4-hour chart, but there's a lot of weird stuff going on in the dollar. Hopefully the Bank of Japan can stop this thing from going up, because if they don't stop it, this can become a problem in legacy. Right now, it seems that what the market wants to do is buy gold and silver, which of course makes sense at multiple levels. If there's a problem with fiat, gold and silver. Right now, that eventually becomes gold, silver, Bitcoin, Ethereum, and Solana, just not today. Crypto is doing warning, warning, warning about something. Mt. Gox selling, FTX refunds, I don't know. Problems in legacy, get me out over this weekend, all the above. Now, what's it all about? Well, gee, look who's back. So Ray this is Ray Dalio from Bridgewater, the world's biggest hedge fund. And Ray put this out via LinkedIn, and he decided to email it out again today. Pick a side and fight for it. Keep your head down or flee. It's TLDR on social disorder, and it's a part of Ray's victory lap on what he thinks is going to happen regarding division. This could affect the dollar. This could affect capital markets. Do not assume anything about politics. Sixth Street Crypto for the details. Every time Dalio does any of these things where he sends things out like this, the market reacts almost immediately. Like when he sent it out on LinkedIn, there was a big reaction. It was before the debate. Now he's sending it out again. Be advised. Again, you want to have capital to get into Bitcoin, ETH, Solana, particularly Bitcoin and Solana. The cycle is not over. Even if they cheapen this stuff up on distress selling, it is not over. My goodness. Oh, wait, look, a news article that says it's over. Bitcoin price drops amid concerns. Market cycle is over, according to analysts. Okay, well, analysts have to sometimes get attention and say things that are controversial. And I understand that. But how could the cycle be over when everything that Satoshi Nakamoto ever wrote about is happening? As I said, political, geopolitical, fiscal, monetary. We could have a whole education lesson on just that. All day, every day. It just doesn't stop. It absolutely does not stop. And people are saying, oh, wait a minute. Okay. Okay. Luis comes in with a super chat that says thoughts on, I don't know, the Marco Kolanovic. I don't know, sir. I appreciate the super chat, but I don't know what you're talking about exactly. I will try to look into it, and I will make sure I get it on this stream or the next. Willimeter with a super chat. I appreciate that. Okay. Now, here's one. I like this. Will Powell shock the markets with a July rate cut? Let me ask you this. What's so shocking about a July rate cut? Answer, nothing. The whole world doesn't work with 5% rates. The employment numbers, they're overstated. California's employment numbers are very overstated. The only kind of jobs we're creating? Oh, yeah, government jobs. Okay. Where's private sector job creation with Fed funds at 5%? Answer, zero. Zero. So if he turned around and cut rates, what would happen? Well, at first, everybody would be like, oh, my God, stocks. Stocks love everything. Oh my God. And that would probably be the high, because that would be an admission that there's something out there. This happened in December of 2017, where Greenspan came out of nowhere and cut rates. People are like, wow, thanks. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. So if they do it, they're admitting something's wrong. But they do need to do it, because what's happening now is absurd. It's absurd. Okay. So somebody on a podcast breaks down the real cost of bad monetary policy. And you've heard this, particularly from, RFKJ, right? Can't get a house, can't afford food, can't do this, can't do that. They want to give you Bitcoin at 58, 50, and 48. Make sure you got capital to get it down there. And get it somewhere, either into a hot wallet on your phone so you can use it, or in cold storage. Period. End of story. Same thing with Solana. Same thing with ETH. Okay, what pushed Bitcoin below 60? I don't know. Mt. Gox related selling. I got it in the PowerPoint. I think they have it here. There's a Glassnode chart that shows ancient Bitcoin is being moved or spent in Glassnode terms. So Mt. Gox people are selling, right? It's in front of the election. They've been forced hodlers for 14 years or more. Okay. So people are taking their money. You know what? So what? So what? Who's down there taking it from them at 50? I don't know. Central banks, BlackRock, Michael Saylor, Michael Dell, every tech executive who doesn't want to get left behind. They're down there. Now, hopefully you can be down there as well, right? And not getting smashed in some coin that has to go up 300% in order for you to get your money back, right? This stuff is going to be money, and this stuff is going to matter. Now, Solana to 1,000, guilty as charged. I was thinking that last night. I had the lampshade on my head, and of course, what happens? It goes down 10%. Okay, but Solana to materially higher prices is possible. A one coin market is also possible. Remember, if there's something out there, even though Bitcoin is the solution in theory, right? That Bitcoin ETF could get caught in any stock market disturbance. It could. Solana's free to go, man. No ETF redemptions. It's all one way. They all got to buy it. And if it goes down 10% and they can't get it, like first they tried to get it at 125. They thought they were going to get it at 100. Didn't work. Then they ramped it up to 170. Then they dropped it back to 140. What happens if they can't get it at 140? They're going to take it back up again if there's no problem over July 4th. Matter of fact, I'm going to be honest with you. This sounds crazy. Really, it does. It sounds crazy. I would not doubt that the July 4th surprise, if this calms down, is that Solana turns around and goes up. In other words, if there's no disturbance in like the geopolitical, political, whatever world, you better look out for Solana. How do you like them apples on a down day? You could wake up July 4th thinking, oh, I got time to buy this. Yeah, and it's at 200. Crazy? Maybe. I mean, it's easy to be bearish on a gigantic red day today, July 3rd. So easy to be bearish, right? And you can have some kind of flash event. You can have it. But if you had it and it's over, then what? Then everybody who can't get Solana goes after Solana. So you could have like V bottom. I can see that. But just be mindful that if there is a flash event to the downside, and it's not the end of the world, they could turn around and start going after Solana. Just something to think about. Solana tops Ethereum in daily revenue. Oh, God, not pump.fun. See, every time I talk about Solana being a one-coin market, and every time I think about Solana like not being able to go any lower, I see the words pump.fun. In order to get the real rally that we're looking for here, there's going to have to be a purge in memes. There is, right? So if there's a reason to be like, okay, let them have a flash event and see what happens, it's pump.fun. Little purge, like I guess you could call it puke and rally. Puke and rally for Solana. Don't be puking Solana at 120, 130. Don't do it. That's why you want to be buying Solana, not investment advice. Okay, so Brandon may not run. Brandon was never running. The problems that this individual had have been known for months, and everything that we're looking at is theater. Theater for what? You're going to have to tune in to 6th Street Crypto. This will affect markets, particularly if the current expected outcome in November is not guaranteed in a three-way race. No one is talking about this, just like nobody was talking about Brandon being out. You know, there was a 28% chance of him not running prior to the debates. I was like, oh, that's ridiculous. Those two numbers should be flipped. Should be 82%. Don't follow the herd. Don't follow the herd. Now, speaking of the herd, Bitcoin mining drives technology innovation. So I really like Bitcoin mining stocks, and I like them a lot better when hedge funds and the media hate them. Now that the media loves them, particularly since TheStreet.com is Kramer's old group, it's a little bit cringe. A little bit. Sometimes I think you got to be, you know, like protected in Bitcoin miners with like a little short S&P. If S&P does like a little blow off to the upside, protect yourself a little bit, maybe take a little bit profits, but the trend is intact, folks. The trend is intact. Okay. They hammer the stock market down 10%. They are going to give you a golden opportunity to hoover this stuff up, double up, whatever. Again, all the more reason. Like if they're gonna do Christmas in August, there was an electronics store called Crazy Eddie. Feel free to comment if you've ever heard of Crazy Eddie, right? He used to have Christmas in August. This year, you're gonna have a problem, and you're gonna have Christmas in August. Somewhere in here. Okay, here's when the Ethereum ETFs are gonna go launch, right? So everyone's hiding. First, everyone was in NVIDIA. Then they all went to Tesla. They might also be in Google. And when they get done with that, we'll go through some Tesla charts. When they get done with that, they're moving to Ethereum and Solana and Bitcoin. It's just organic, intelligent diversification in equities. They're like, okay, there's nothing good here, and this stuff may go down for a whole host of reasons, particularly since there's some kind of problem out there that we don't know about. And when everybody's selling everything and everyone's panicking, including me and you, because you can say you're not going to panic. Like maybe Steve J's not going to panic because he's been hodling DeFi for God knows how long. He's not going to panic, but I might panic. You might panic. You don't know how you're going to react because the news could be scary. What you do want to do is know that those ETFs and those cryptocurrencies will matter. So you want to be there when it happens. Okay, so existing Ethereum products are getting sold. That's ETHE. That's like GBTC for Ethereum. So again, everyone's going to move over to the ETH ETF. So people may be selling ETH or these ETH products before these ETH ETFs come out. This could also account for downside pressure in the markets. Again, there's probably something out there, but if the crypto market goes down, the crypto market will come back. If other markets go down, or I should say, if the big cryptos go down, they will come back. If legacy markets go down or the Ray Dalio situation, whatever that is, rears its ugly head, certain markets may go down and not come back. I'm betting Ethereum, Bitcoin, Solana, especially with those ETFs, this money's going to flood in on any down trade. This thing flashes to the downside now, July or in August, I'm not going to stop talking about it. You can get details in that report on Patreon. Okay, so everybody now has to become a Bitcoin and election analyst. Thankfully, I'm way ahead of all these people. You know, when 100K? How about at the end of the year? Well, it depends on, you know, who's in the White House and what happens thereafter. You know, people are assuming one outcome is pro-crypto. That's the current outcome, right? Now, what happens if there's another outcome? What happens if somehow there's a three-way race and there's an upset? You don't think it can happen? It can happen. It can happen. Now, the good news is, no matter what happens, especially if it's the expected outcome followed by some sort of problem, that's Bitcoin at 100. which is why I don't want anybody selling Bitcoin at 58, 50, or 48. I want you down there buying, right? And that is what all these Wall Street investment houses are going to be telling their clients. Okay, so we have ticker symbol KAMA. So I'm going to let you look up what that is, but that is the meme coin of the day. As this individual takes the lead, I will talk more about that in Patreon. Robinhood considering crypto futures. Oh yeah, coming your way. U.S. services activity contracts at the fastest pace in 4 years. A sharp pullback in business activity, declining orders led to services and prices paid slump. So this is the economy. Below 50. Recession territory already. Calling Jerome Powell. Jerome Powell, line one. Jerome Powell, line one. We're in a recession. We're in a recession. Okay, so the orange man, is not done yet. They just can't stop going after him. So, yeah. Let's hope he stays pro-crypto. GameStop shareholders stops going after Roaring Kitty. Be careful of GameStop launching in a thin holiday market. I have a paid report on that, taking a little risk. Okay. Election prediction market. So, the big guy is in the lead. The second in command is right behind him. Not right behind him, but they're behind him, right? And, the prediction markets, they've got the second in command as the left's representative. Okay. Now, let's go back to the chat, see what we got going on in there. Okay, Blue Arctic is here. Knows Crazy Eddie. Oh, my God. Blue Arctic water on the stream, right? R.A. Daniel says below 50. Wow, yeah, let's hope that's not what it is, man. Let's hope that's not what it is. Let's hope not. All right, Bob Marsh, Noah, all right, all Aiken with the notorious love. Okay, now let's just take a quick minute for Luis. Okay, I'm going to Google that while I go to PowerPoint. Okay, so he is somebody was asking me about an analyst that just left JP Morgan. I'm going to have to look into that at a deeper level. By the way, just as a reminder, this show is brought to you by LuxAlgo. We are going to get LuxAlgo charts going on in here. I would encourage you to get it because, frankly, it has made my life a lot easier. Okay, so there's a geopolitical development in Eastern Europe where somebody hit a nuclear plant. I asked Grok why they would do that. It's because, one of the sides has control of it. So they attacked a nuclear plant. When are they going to stop this? Like, we're marching closer and closer to a big geopolitical problem with a leadership vacuum in the United States. Okay, again, LuxAlgo for the charts. Now, gold. So what's going on? Well, it's pretty simple. Concerns about fiat, concerns about the world, out of altcoins into metal. Okay, gold hasn't done anything. Really, it hasn't. It hasn't done anything for a while. LuxAlgo is giving you a buy signal on this big candle today on the 20-hour chart. There have been a couple of good buy signals, some fake outs. I kind of like it here, right? I mean, unless you have a situation where the leadership in France wants to leave Europe, I don't know, man. And even if they do, how is gold and silver not a buy in this environment? I mean, I could just sit here and go on and on and on about all this negative stuff. Okay, fine. Let's just buy gold and silver. Look at this. Silver, the same thing. Money flow going green in silver on the 20-hour chart, right? 20 hours like a one-day chart. It's like my little catchy thing where the close is like at 4 o'clock when the stock market closes. Okay, again, a LuxAlgo buy signal in silver. Haven't seen one in a while. And again, nice rounding base. Okay, DeMark, QQQ, weekly. Man, do they love their tech stocks, and they're going to love it. They may love it all week. They may love it all month. But in my opinion, things are getting dangerous over there. They are getting dangerous. So you may have euphoria. You may have Tesla at 300. You may have whatever. I'm going to let that report in Patreon and this chart speak for itself. Do not get caught in this stuff come August, September, and October. Do not. The decoupling is, well, let me not say it. Okay, Tesla. So everyone's hiding in Tesla, out of NVIDIA into Tesla. The bigger the base, the higher in the space, as Kathy Wood sort of noted. Frequently, when you have a give-up trade like this in Tesla, it will return to where the give-up trade started from. Eliot Wave guys call that the previous fourth. That's at 265. So you could have 3 more big up days in Tesla, and they could test 265. If they take out 265, then I guess they're going to party on longer than they thought. If it fails at 265, you best be careful over there, because hedge funds have distributed this market to retail, as in they are no longer long. They sold it all to retail, and as it rises, they're probably getting short. Because if you want to know why crypto is down, it's simple. There's a problem somewhere else. Don't tell me the whole crypto market is down just because they sold some Bitcoin from Mt. Gox. Give me a break. Give me a break. 248 is a big level. Again, look at what happened when they took out this LuxAlgo support level in Tesla. It just went straight up. Okay, dollar yen. It would be great if the dollar would stop going up. However, on the dollar yen monthly chart, there's no sign of that. None. None. Which is why Sony is opening up a crypto exchange in Japan. Smart move. There is going to be a fiat problem. Like, even a guy like me has a hard time getting his head wrapped around problems with the yen, a problem with the euro, and a problem with the dollar at the same time. Literally at the same time. Like, what would happen if you woke up and there was a fiat problem across the board and everybody got caught in the wrong cryptos? You don't want that. You want to make sure you're there, because this is not going away. Okay, again, this is everybody from Mt. Gox selling Bitcoin to Michael Saylor, Michael Dell, Mike Novogratz, BlackRock, the Fed, everybody. Okay, so Bitcoin has a 9 bottom, or it did, right around 60K. The range in Bitcoin could be 64 to 60. That'd be great, honestly. If that's the case, Solana is going to go to 200. Right? I don't want to be stupid. Because you could have a flash event. But if Bitcoin is actually in a range quietly, that gives Solana a lot of room. And you know what? Even if Solana does go down, good. Because Solana is money. Right now, it's pumped up fun. In 2 months, it'll be money. And an ETF. Remember, it's integrated into Apple Pay. Can you imagine some of that news coming out, or you can use Solana on social networks? Can you imagine that news with Solana, pumping like it was 6 months ago? Forget about it. Okay, Solana support at 142. DeMark work shows a new high possible on a 4-hour chart. So in other words, we're looking for Solana to hold, assuming things don't get ridiculous and come unglued. If they don't come unglued, Solana is going to turn around and go up hard. So if you're watching this stream 2 days from now, you can check. I think 140 could be the new 120. We'll see. Okay, Solana on an 89-minute chart from our friends, LuxAlgo. Again, I love how these order block things draw themselves. It's better than DeMark for support, right? If it holds, it stays yellow. So if Solana holds 140, it'll be okay. If it doesn't, then it'll break down. But there's this at 140 from this like order block support, and there's support underneath it as a take profit target from this short signal up here. And again, this is 89-minute. So this is tactical, but the bottom line is, there's support in Solana. And if they break it and they run the stops, well, they're running the stops to get your crypto. The only question is, like, what does it look like? Is it like run the stops to 139, or is it run the stops to 125, 29? And when Solana's at 400, are you really going to care? The answer is no. But you don't want to get wrecked, and you've heard this lecture. Okay. So LuxAlgo on a daily chart, like, is going back and forth, but it's kind of telling you that, things are negative for Bitcoin. Like, you had a failed rally. So let's put aside the one coin market. You're getting failed rallies in crypto. Why are you getting failed rallies in crypto? So when I'm not on the air, I'm only on the air for an hour. When the other 23 hours a day, you got to be asking yourself, why are rallies failing? Why? We don't exactly know. Matter of fact, we don't really know. I mean, we know about, debates, geopolitics. There's a lot of stuff out there, but really, does that create down only in Bitcoin? Like, do we know everything that's really happening out there? Do we? Because if we did, we wouldn't be getting these failed rallies, would we? No. Now, they could be an opportunity, but rallies are failing. Like, look at this in ETH. Like, who is selling ETH at 3,200? Well, probably some ETF player, right, who's going to, like, transition and move ETH around. It's just, I don't know. To me, it's just shocking. Like, ETH has no bid at all. I get it. Solana's the new superstar, but come on, man. Gold's going up. Silver's going up. No bid in ETH. Again, ETF related probably. But, like I said, make sure you can be down there if something stupid happens. Okay, WIF. So I talked about 225. My attitude was you exit these hyper leveraged memes. I'm just using this because it's kind of like this is the ultimate Solana play. I was like, WIF at 2 or Solana at 140. All right, well, if Solana went to 114, it would come back fast. If this thing went to 69 cents, I don't know how fast it would go back to $2. Plus, that's a serious drawdown you're looking at on your P&L. Just saying, right? I've been saying this, saying it. And today, you got Solana down 8%. You got a lot of these memes down a lot more than that. Like Solana down 8% to me looks juicy. This down 10%, call me when it's down another 10%, maybe. Okay, again, WIF on a 20-hour chart, LuxAlgo just going, yeah, okay, sell. And support is way below current levels. Okay, so that's the market update. That's PowerPoint. Now let's see what we got going on in the chat. Okay. Aiken said, I knew we were headed lower to the 200-day moving average when crypto YouTubers kept making videos talking about altcoin rally and banana moves, ignoring RSI levels. Okay, Tim is here from the Netherlands. Welcome. Myrna into Blue Arctic. Water coming soon. All right. Union Crypto remembers Crazy Eddie. Zeza is here. Can I take a look at MATIC? Certainly. All right. Okay. Cathargo says, not a fiat problem, a debt problem, sovereign debt problem. We haven't talked about the government debt problem. We haven't talked about what this French election could mean in Europe. It's pretty complicated. I know I like complicated when it comes to legacy. It's complicated. You got a Japan problem, you got a Europe problem, and you got a United States problem. And I could go on and on and on about it, but I don't really have to. Gold and silver are up. That's why, right? Crypto altcoins are down because they're afraid of whatever is out there. And the last thing to react is equities. Naples, Florida in the house. Okay, let's go to live TA. Eagle King, not in the house today, so I better remember to share. Okay, let's talk about MATIC. All right, so layer twos. All right, so I'm looking for support on the 20-hour chart. I'm having trouble finding it. All right. So assuming this continues, 51 cents. Now, why are they picking on Matic? Well, I hate to say this, but why not? In other words, you know, when it comes to altcoins, when they start moving, they may not stop. Like, I think the best and most unfortunate example is what has transpired in like the base coins. Like, look at Arrow. I mean, this is the DEX for base, right? So it's Uniswap for base, and it just will not stop going down. LuxAlgo coming up with a buy signal here at 55 cents. Support is down below at 49. But just look at the chart, right? Absolute, total, down only, no reason. None. Other than probably obvious venture capital liquidation, right? Venture capitalists are, I'm assuming, it's a guess, right? Some big player is panicking in these coins. I mean, this was like the top base coin on the way up. Support is at 49 cents and it's down only. Now, again, the question was about Matic. The question that everyone has to ask themselves, even though you don't want to ask yourself, is what happens if my altcoin looks like this? What happens? What happens if my altcoin looks like this? Now, one altcoin that does look okay, ironically, is Cardano. Now, Cardano has a LuxAlgo sell signal, but Cardano did start to go green on money flow, which is interesting, right? In other words, could it be that there are layer ones that are unappreciated? Could it be Cardano and Solana? They've kind of already revealed themselves. Could they lead the market? Could they have some kind of comeback during some kind of slow period? This is a question worth asking yourself, right? I would think. I would think. Okay, Aiken, DXY. Okay, let's have a look. Okay, so the good news is DXY, you know, again, thanks to intervention, they kind of cracked it. So I would imagine DXY has to stay below 105.6. This is probably why equities are up today, because they're in trying to stop the dollar from rising. The dollar rising is in no one's interest. And in my opinion, the only way to stop the dollar from rising is to cut rates in the U.S. You know, he may have to. And just don't forget, on July 4th, remember, the legacy currency markets are open in Europe and Asia, right? So it's not a 24-hour market. I mean, it is a 24-hour. It's not 24/7. It's 24/5. So crypto will be open, and so will legacy FX tomorrow, July 4th. Just be advised. Be advised. Let's see what else we got here. Okay, Bob wants to know, is ATOM ever going to do anything? Okay, Routine Cheese says, I'm buying when no one is interested. Selling them when they become more interested is better. I agree. All right. It's difficult to know the short-term direction. It is. It is. Right? Now, what you can do is know that you're going to have extreme volatility in July and August. And man, come the fall, you are going to want to come out of this long. Okay? So let's take a look at Render and ATOM. Render. Okay, never underestimate what the AI and crypto narrative will eventually do. Now, my hope for Render is that this is a square consolidation on a 4-hour chart, just to keep it real simple. Okay, Looks like most of the capitulative selling in render, most of the capitulative selling in render was back over here, right? Like late June. So my hope is that this is somehow a square in render. When AI wakes up, the next time it'll wake up, it won't be NVIDIA. It will be in blockchain and crypto, something decentralized. Now, someone's asking me, will Cosmos ever move? Now, you could take everything from last cycle and probably fill in, will fill in the blank ever move? Okay, so that's a good question. And the real question is, has it ever moved? Right? In other words, if you look at Cosmos, let's just say we look at a weekly chart. Okay. This hasn't done anything. And even though I hate to say this, sometimes triple bottoms don't hold. Right? I learned that in interest rate futures when we actually used to go to a newsstand, get the charts that were printed on Monday, and then keep them by hand for the balance of the week until the new book came out. The guy who showed me the book and how to keep the charts by hand, he's the one who taught me triple bottoms don't hold. Okay. That means I think you could have some sort of panic flush, right? Like, could people panic in this? Yeah. They're panicking everywhere. They're panicking in Arrow. They're panicking in the stuff that they were the top stocks on the way up. Strangely enough, the only place where they're not panicking right now, I believe, is Litecoin and Bitcoin Cash, which, you all know how I feel about my Litecoin and my Bitcoin Cash. However, when they outperform the market, it's sometimes scary. I hate it when they outperform the market. Okay. Litecoin is only down 2% today. Okay. Obviously, because one day Litecoin and Bitcoin Cash are either going to be ETFs or money or both. Okay. Litecoin is holding support. Let's hope it stays that way. A lot of times when Litecoin outperforms, it's not good for the market. So I like being positive, but sometimes being positive, this stuff is not helpful. Okay. Bitcoin Cash is not a whole lot happening here. Okay. But you do have, look at it. This is Mount Gox, obviously, but look at the capitulation in this range in Bitcoin Cash. Oh my God. Right. They just unloaded on this thing. And of course, I know that's Mount Gox, but my goodness. See this blotchy red thing, the red on the red? Man, that is capitulation selling. I just don't see how by the end of the year, crypto as money is not the thing. The thing. I don't see how it can't happen. But, we'll find out. Okay. Monero has been up surprisingly well. Let's have a look at privacy, shall we? You think you're going to need privacy if there's an election surprise or things are not as clear-cut as everyone thinks? Yeah. So Monero not going up, not going down, but not going down. Right? They delisted it off Binance. They delisted it everywhere. And people are coming up with reasons to go after it. Zcash. Zcash at 20. I remember starting to talk about Zcash at 20 once upon a time. Imagine the day you ever really needed it. Right? It just keeps making lower lows. Maybe they got to do a final heave. I don't know. I can't get bearish anything related to privacy. I just can't. Okay, so we're doing a holiday stream here. Let's see what else is going on in the comments for live TA. Okay, Kim Craig is here. Diamond hands at this point. Be ready for chaos. And that is a perfect way to end off the stream. Let's think about it for a second. Crypto is telling you something is wrong. I don't think the something is in crypto. I think people are panicking in highly speculative things because there's a problem, which could be related to any number of items: debt, currencies, politics, geopolitics. If none of those things are a problem, Solana's going to 200. If any of those things are a problem, you're going to have mind-boggling volatility. Do not buy strength and do not sell weakness. Please organize yourselves so that you can survive volatility. That includes volatility over the holiday, volatility in July, and volatility in August. Remember, there are 2 political conventions in the next 2 months. 2 of them. And there's a Fed meeting in July. So there are a lot of catalysts, and you want to make sure in September, like Rocky Balboa, you want to be standing in round 16. Okay, that's it for today, folks. We will see you.